Friday, April 24th, the 31st day in a row working third shift.
Hey guys, I thought I would update everyone on how things have been going here. It's been very hectic so far, and uh, yeah, 31 days straight in a row. Actually, today I finally get to take a break, um, but the main originally tomorrow was going to be my last day, but the biggest news so far is that I'm actually going to be out here doing third shift until May 29th, so I still have about 5.5 weeks left to go after this. Um, the main reason why is due to a lot of things that have been happening here. The flow control valve room is the room that I work in, is a critical point of production for the entire factory. And as a result, it's been the main bottleneck, but they've been up ramping production and then increasing amount of people who are being hired here. But that being said, we are still lacking in expertise. And over my time of working in the shop, I've I've developed more and more intimate knowledge with the intricacies of the valve and how the shop room works. And this has put me in a spot to be a teacher and a leader for the room. The goal for the flow control valve room and production room is to quadruple it. So right now they're in the process of creating a second room, and in the future, as in about 6 or 7 weeks, they are planning on doubling the two rooms and then separating that in the factory in case there's some sort of outbreak, so we won't be crippling production. That being said, why that affects me is because I'm working in the room, and Wednesday, April 15th was the last day that our ME for our room, our manufacturing engineer, Tyler, was working in our room, and he got called back to Salt Lake City. He was actually on loan to the company in Madison specifically, or for the Madison site. Um, and as a result, I've had to step up and take a lot more responsibilities. And we're talking with the other MEs and senior MEs in Madison. The goal is to eventually transition me more into a manufacturing engineering role and overseeing a room of my own if the time lines up, or just training a massive amounts of people that are coming in. Right now, we are looking for at least like 7 new hires, even more, 10 new hires per shift per room. So that's at least 30 new people for a room. And then with 3 new rooms, that's about 90 new people. And the eventual goal is for me to start training a ton of these people on how to do key components, key parts of the room. And also, as things are moving forward, I met the lean manufacturing guys. Why they're significant is they're these global guys who travel around and then try to improve and update the manufacturing of a factory for upscaling production and more achieve GE's lean philosophy of manufacturing. And now I've gotten to talks with them, and I'm getting pulled more into those conversations. I debated I debated one of the main lean leaders, named Leandro, and I managed to convince him to let me train him on the factory floor next week. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I think we're coming to an understanding of each other. And then my main philosophy is just all practical from what I've seen from working on the shop, and he has a lot of theory. I think we both have good points. Um, so right now, it's really to learn from each other to help improve the entire situation of the factory so we can produce even more valves than we already are. Current update on where we are with production, it seems like we are now at about 120 ventilators out the door. I don't know if it's a day or a week. I have a feeling that it's per day because right now we are producing about 75 valves per day, complete first, second, third shift combined, and you need two valves for a single machine. So actually, I would probably estimate we're right around like every 4 days, about 120. Why I say 120 is that is a number that's been told and advertised, but I currently right now don't remember what time span every 120 is getting shipped out. Right now we are supplying FEMA, and then FEMA is distributing the ventilators themselves, and so that is our only customer at the moment. But with the situation that's going on, and with how GE is directly creating and supplying ventilators, that's actually attracted a ton of media attention. And 2-3 days ago, Vice President Mike Pence actually visited the factory at first shift. I actually got to meet Secret Service and a bunch of bomb dogs in the process of this, but I was working on third shift, so I got to see them set up everything. It was kind of crazy how much work and effort went into it, and Secret Service is kind of more intimidating close up, and we're pretty sure that the Secret Service that we saw were the Secret Service in training, because first shift is where the real guys are at. But I heard the event went well. I'm kind of thankful I wasn't there because it's just a little chaotic, and also when you're trying to do all this work. Outside of that, on the same day that I found out that I was going to be extending my stay here in Madison was also the same day I found out that my third rotation, I had no choice in the matter. And what happened was the executives assigned us to a spot at Electric Avenue, our factory site where we produce all of our subsystems and support systems for CT machines. And then I will be directly working with the X-ray generation team with doing manufacturing design as well for X-ray tubes. That's about as much information I know right now, besides who's my manager. But we're supposed to have a Skype call on Monday to find out more details in that. How life has been going so far has been very interesting. I have definitely ups and downs going through the day. I definitely miss just like kind of a normal schedule and seeing sunlight more. It's getting harder for me to go to bed because I'm getting more excited, as it's very difficult to go to bed at like 2 p.m. when it's peak sunlight out, and you just want to be awake or go outside for a walk or something, but gotta go to bed. So as a result, I've been just like losing a little bit of sleep because I've been going to bed at like 3, trying to convince myself to go to bed earlier. Right now, well, since I thought I was going to leave tomorrow, I ate all of my food already, so I have to go shopping again. Things in Wisconsin are very interesting. We had a primary elections about like a week and a half ago in person. I know Milwaukee had like 5 in-person polling stations, or at least for like drop-offs and stuff. So that's just dumb. I'm like, I miss Ohio for somehow us in Ohio have pulled it off, like good leadership. But besides that, life in the factory and how like the pandemic is affecting us right now is we've run out of PPE for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, because rightfully so, most of that protective equipment is going out to the front lines, to the doctors and nurses. But we just recently got face masks available for everyone involved in the factory. We ran out of protective gloves of any kind, and which was difficult for the clean room because without disposable gloves, how clean is that? But the work still seems to be going on strong and well. Um, and we're at the factory right now. We are up to 11 as of this. As of last night, we're up to 11 presumed cases of COVID in the factory. Uh, the first couple were definitely like very scary to think about, but for some reason now like 10 or 11 it's just kind of happening, and we're kind of just moving forward. Um, we're just taking extra precautions, but it's definitely taken a little less of a bite. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if I'm just tired. I'm definitely just a little bit tired. And then there's been increased screening as well at GE. Coming to work every day now, they do thermal scans on our foreheads. It's actually a pretty quick process, but that's just the main thing. And if we have any sort of sickness, we're supposed to call off work or tell someone about it. But besides that, still keeping up, trying to be relatively healthy. It's kind of difficult here because my kitchen setup isn't the greatest, so it's a lot of eating out. And thankfully, the area that I'm at has a ton of restaurant options. So Chipotle has been my go-to, and also Panera. Kind of try to switch it off. Try to get some more vegetarian meals in there every once in a while as well. Yeah, the things are moving very fast. Taking up more responsibility at the factory, trying to do my part. I'm also at a very interesting spot because I'm not a union worker, but I'm also not one of the main lean manufacturing guys. There's been a lot of tension on the floor for just like there's a lot of changes and just a lot of stress involved with all the new people and new hires, all the volunteers, all the changes done by like leadership and like lack of communication on top of the pandemic. So it's been crazy. And then now getting pushed more into the leadership position, just getting to see a lot of that. I'm also in a really unique spot right now as a volunteer that's taking more leadership responsibility that isn't actual management, because I sit in this weird middle nexus ground between the union workers and manufacturing, and then pretty much just in the middle of all the friction, but also having none of it, so I can kind of float freely between factions. So all I want to do going forward really is try to get the perspectives of everyone and try to kind of be like a communicative conduit, keep everyone informed, try to keep tensions down, and just be a good leader, transparent, listening as things go forward. And so I'll have my first shot at it. Well, my first two shots at it, Sunday night and then Monday night, because I'm going to be the ME of the shop and leading it, which is gonna be huge. But I thank my team really because they've been amazing, awesome, independent, just group of guys and gals, just crushing it every day. And I think it's gonna make my job easy. But every day there's some new change, some new challenge, so everything's just very, very dynamic. It's definitely interesting. It gives me a good reason to get out of bed and keep fighting. But I'm definitely I'm taking a break tomorrow, today and tomorrow, so it's gonna be a good time to recharge and then get back at it. But things are crazy, wild out here with my life right now. Everything just seems like very breakneck, but yeah, I'm just trying to keep up with it, and I miss everyone. Please stay in contact, reach out, whatever. But we'll get through all of this together, and I'll keep trying to help all of this. All right, see you guys.